You probably know Tyrannosaurus rex as the ultimate king of the dinosaurs, but do you know the land-dwelling kings of every other geological era? Long before feathers, before scales, before the first dinosaur ever took a step, the throne of apex predator on land has been won, lost, and won again. Across 300 million years, evolution has auditioned an extraordinary cast of monsters for the role of ultimate hunter. Amphibians the size of crocodiles. Reptiles with sails on their backs. Crocodile cousins that dwarfed anything alive today. And, eventually, the dinosaurs we think we know so well. This is the story of the true kings of the land, era by era, and the story of how the crown of apex predator has never, ever stayed still. Our journey begins over 300 million years ago, in the vast, humid floodplains of the Carboniferous period. This was a world choked with towering fern forests and oxygen-rich air, long before true reptiles had grown large enough to dominate. Here, the rulers of the land were massive amphibians, distant and much larger cousins of today's salamanders. Creatures like Quaternary prowled the swamps with powerful jaws and a low, muscular body built for ambush. Later, the temnospondyl Eryops emerged as one of the most formidable land hunters of its age, a thick-set predator nearly 2 meters long, with a skull built like a bear trap. These amphibians ruled not through speed, but through sheer bulk and patience, lurking at the water's edge where fish, insects, and smaller vertebrates had nowhere left to run. As the Carboniferous gave way to the Permian, roughly 290 million years ago, the crown passed to a lineage that would eventually give rise to us. The Synapsids, often mistakenly called mammal-like reptiles, began to dominate the continents. Early in this era, the sail-backed Dimetrodon became an icon of prehistoric power, though it was more of a formidable regional hunter than a true global titan. The real giants came later, in the closing chapters of the Permian, with the Gorgonopsids. Chief among them was Inostrancevia, a predator that could stretch over 3 meters long, armed with saber-like canine teeth capable of piercing thick hide. Built with a muscular, sprawling frame, Inostrancevia hunted the massive, barrel-bodied parasaurs, reptilian herbivores that could weigh as much as a small car. For a brief, brutal window in Earth's history, it was not a dinosaur, and not even a true reptile, that ruled the land, but this saber-toothed ancestor of the mammal lineage. Then came catastrophe. The end Permian extinction, the most devastating mass extinction in Earth's history, wiped out the vast majority of life on the planet. When the dust settled, a new lineage rose to fill the void. The Triassic period, beginning around 250 million years ago, belonged not to dinosaurs, but to their Crocodile-Line cousins, the Pseudosuchians. While early dinosaurs scurried at the margins, small and unremarkable, it was the ancestors of modern crocodiles that grew into true terrestrial titans. Fasolasuchus, prowling the forests of what is now Argentina, may have reached lengths of 8 to 10 meters, making it one of the largest land carnivores to ever exist. With a long, powerful body and a skull built for crushing bone, Fasolasuchus and its relatives ruled supreme for tens of millions of years, a stark reminder that the age of dinosaurs was, at first, anything but guaranteed. It was only in the Jurassic period, beginning around 200 million years ago, that dinosaurs finally claimed the throne for good. As colossal, long-necked sauropods grew to unprecedented sizes, the predators that hunted them evolved right alongside them. In the forests of what is now Portugal, Torvosaurus guernii stalked its prey with a massive, muscular frame and a mouth lined with blade-like teeth, believed to be one of the largest land predators of its time in Europe. Across the ocean, in the ancient floodplains of North America, Saurophaganax rose to challenge for the crown, a colossal allosaurid stretching over 11 meters long, built to bring down the largest sauropods of the age. The Jurassic was an arms race between predator and prey, each growing larger to match the other, setting the stage for the greatest predators the world had ever seen. That arms race reached its violent peak in the Cretaceous period, the true golden age of giant predators. This was an era of continental separation, where different landmasses produced their own terrifying champions. In the swampy river deltas of North Africa, Spinosaurus grew into perhaps the longest predatory dinosaur ever known, a strange, semi-aquatic giant with a sail-like back and a crocodile-like snout built for hunting massive fish. In South America, Giganotosaurus ruled the open plains as a dedicated sauropod hunter, a lean, blade-toothed killer built for speed and slashing attacks rather than raw crushing power. And in North America, arriving late in the Cretaceous, came Tyrannosaurus rex, not necessarily the longest or the tallest of the three, but almost certainly the most powerful, with a bite force strong enough to shatter bone and a body built as much for durability as for the kill. 3 continents, 3 ecosystems, 3 different blueprints for what it meant to be the ultimate predator. Then, 66 million years ago, an asteroid ended it all. The age of giant reptilian predators came to a sudden, catastrophic close, and the world was left eerily empty at the top of the food chain. Into that vacancy stepped 2 unlikely successors. In South America, flightless terror birds evolved into towering, fast, hook-beaked hunters, with species like Kelenken standing well over 2 meters tall, wielding a skull nearly as long as a human torso. Meanwhile, on the northern continents, an extraordinary predatory mammal known as Andrewsarchus emerged, a hoofed relative of modern whales and even toed ungulates, with a skull built like a battering ram and jaws capable of crushing anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. For the first time in Earth's history, mammals and birds, not reptiles, sat at the very top of the terrestrial food chain. That balance of power continued to shift as the Ice Age approached. In the frozen landscapes of Pleistocene North America, the giant short-faced bear, Arctodosimus, emerged as one of the largest and most powerful land predators mammals have ever produced, standing taller than a grizzly bear on its hind legs, with long legs built for covering vast distances in pursuit of prey. Across the world, in Ice Age Australia, the monitor lizard Megalania grew to lengths rivaling a small bus, a venomous, armor-skinned reptilian predator that ruled the continent's forests and grasslands. And now, in our modern world, after 300 million years of shifting crowns, the title of largest land predator belongs to a creature built for a landscape of ice and silence. The polar bear, Ursus maritimus, stands as the largest terrestrial carnivore alive today, a powerful, patient hunter shaped by the harshest environment on Earth. From amphibians in Carboniferous swamps, to saber-toothed synapsids, to crocodile-line giants, to the dinosaurs we thought we knew so well, and finally to the birds and mammals that inherited a shattered world, the crown of apex predator has never belonged to any one lineage for long. Each era rewrote the rules, and each mass extinction handed the throne to whoever was left standing. It is a reminder that the story of life on land is not a straight line toward Tyrannosaurus rex, or toward us. It is a story of constant reinvention, one where the next king is always waiting, somewhere in the shadows of a changing world.